of the morning, top 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 of the morning. Hold on.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another episode of Top of the Morning Show. It is Friday, February 7th. We are 2 days away from the big game, Super Bowl 59, featuring the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Super Bowl in which no one wanted to see. Everybody in America was rooting for the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Commanders, man. Damn. I'm still not going to let that go, even though it was basically 2.5 weeks ago. What could have been? But nevertheless, how y'all doing this morning? It is currently 8:03 a.m. It's a little chilly here in the DMV area this morning, but it is Friday. For most people, it could be payday for you. Congratulations if you're getting some money today. Well deserved. It could be a start of a vacation weekend for you. 2 days off, or maybe even you got a couple more days off after that. Wherever you are, it's Friday. So it got to be a good day today, right? Today's show, we're going to talk about the NFL Honors. My boy Five got 2 awards yesterday, one which would be pretty new, and the other one he kind of was just, I guess, accepting it on the behalf of the Commanders, but since he played such a vital role in the play, I just awarded it to him. So he got 2 awards. We'll take a look at the rest of the NFL Honors show and awards and talk about who we agree with and all that. And we'll talk about the Hall of Fame class coming up. Then we'll also preview the Super Bowl matchup that everyone is so happy to see. Mike Sanders still got a Defensive Rookie of the Year vote. I'm telling y'all, man, like, I made a video on it. It will come out here a little bit later, like at 12:45 p.m. I'm telling y'all, man, Mikey, bro, he's one of them ones, bro. So let's actually start there. So yesterday, as you guys know, down in New Orleans right now, it's the Super Bowl week, and media. And I don't know who that exact person was that interviewed Charles Woodson, so forgive me. I apologize for not giving you your proper credit. If you are a part of the Washington Commanders, you know, covering the team or wherever you are. However, he interviewed Charles Woodson, and Charles Woodson kind of obviously have a love for Mike Sanders still, given that they both are Michigan Wolverines. But he basically just said, like, Mikey was one of the greatest Michigan Wolverine players of all time in his eyes. And when he was there at Michigan, he had to come in for Will Johnson a couple of times, and, you know, he had to cover the number one guy, and he essentially shut him down. So it's really no surprise that he translated to the NFL well. Also, we got to give some credit to Mr. Harbaugh, because, again, if you guys know Mikey Sanders' story, and that's a good video idea. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to write that down. He used to be a former wide receiver, bro. Like, shout out to these coaches that see something in these players that transition them from wide receiver to cornerback, because I'm not going to say these guys wouldn't have made it as a receiver, but given the fact that they played both sides of the ball, I feel like gives them a super advantage over the other cornerbacks, because they can kind of mirror a receiver in a sense, because they know what it's like being a receiver. So, like, I just expect big things from those kind of guys. So, again, Mikey transitioning well to the NFL, to me, is not no surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise to you either, because he's been damn good. That Detroit Lions game, man, them 2 interceptions was crucial, bro. Those 2 interceptions were absolute crucial. The first one was um the one right before half. Remember, the Lions had the ball, they were driving, and if they get any kind of points, field goal, touchdown, it's a 1 possession game going into halftime. And I'm sure their mentality changes. But when Mikey jumps that route, the pass was intended for, I believe, Jameson Williams. When he jumps that route, that just changed everything. Because now it's a 2 possession game, and I believe we got the ball coming out of the locker rooms. So I personally feel that Mikey is going to be a dog. Mikey should stay outside. I know a lot of y'all want to push him inside. And I'm like, bro, no. Like, I get it. If they decide to upgrade the cornerback position and they feel like they need to do that, and they decide to put Mikey in the inside, I understand that. That's cool. But me personally, I was impressed with our 2 cornerbacks and Mike Samsdale and Noah Igbenogany that I'll run it back with them. And I already know what Marshawn Lattimore is going to be. I fully expect Marshawn Lattimore to be better next year, like to get back to who he is and who we traded for this offseason or the in season. So I'll run it back with those 3 guys. If you ask me, if anything, you add to the depth, or you strip down the depth of this cornerback room and add better depth pieces. But again, like I said, I have full trust in this front office. So whatever they decide to do, whether it's keep the 3 that we had last year, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Mikey on the inside, I'm going to support it. But if you had to ask me how I feel about it, I'm running it back with the 3 that we had last year, because I think those 3 guys are very good, at least in this defensive scheme, if you ask me. So shout out to Mikey. Shout out to Charles Woodson for giving him the credit that he deserves. And I think it's big things for Mikey. And he had received a Defensive Rookie of the Year vote. Defensive Rookie of the Year vote. So that tells you that people are watching. People are watching. I'm not even trying to send shots at them because they're playing in the Super Bowl and we're not. But I remember people kept trying to say, Quinyon Mitchell, who was a damn good player, kept saying he's the best corner in this draft and all that because of what he was doing early on in the season. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I think Mikey might got that, bro. Best corner out of this draft class. But shout out Mikey. Shout out Charles Wilson. Frozone, a dog. I gotta check my email to see if I won a jersey or not. I probably didn't, but he did a signed jersey giveaway. I don't know when he's picking the winners, but that'd be so dope if I won it. That'd be cool. But okay, moving on now to the next topic. Let's actually talk about the NFL honors last night. How do y'all feel about the NFL honors? Because I feel like this was my first time really watching the NFL honors in a long time. And obviously, a big reason was because I knew we had some winners. I knew we had some candidates, I should say. I knew we had some candidates that was going to be involved and that could, net us some type of hardware. So obviously, that was a big reason as to why I decided to watch. But other than that, it was fun. It was fine. You got Justin Jefferson, messing up. I don't know. I blame the teleprompter. I'm not gonna put it on Jettis. I know Jettis can read. I think it was the teleprompter. Maybe it was the glasses because they were too dark. I don't know. That was a funny moment. Snoop Dogg, he was the host, which I feel like he hosts everything. Is it just me, or does it feel like the entertainment world, because sports is entertainment at the end of the day, the entertainment world picks 3 hosts? It's either Snoop Dogg, it's either Taraji P. Henson, or like used to be Kevin Hart, but I haven't seen Kevin Hart host that in a minute. But like, it just essentially what I'm saying is it just feels like they pick 3, like the same 3 hosts in rotation for the BET Awards, for the hip hop. I don't know, do they still do the hip hop music awards, bro? Damn, it's been a minute. That joint used to come on what, 217? What channel was that? Was that VH1? Dang, it's been a minute, bro. Y'all know life has changed, but I don't even think people get cable no more. But the hip hop music awards, the MTV, I don't know if MTV had an award show. I believe they did. And no, more or less I'm saying, like, all the black stuff. Let me just put it that way. All the African American black stuff. It's like we only got 3 hosts. It's only like we got 3 hosts. And not that there's nothing wrong with it, but I would have loved for like a Kevin Hart to host this joint, because Snoop has some good jokes in there. Don't get me wrong. But it's like you can see them coming, if you get what I'm trying to say. Like, they weren't like, I'm not gonna say not authentic, but they weren't like hilarious because you saw him coming. Like, he tried to make a joke about, the Cowboys sucking, and the last time the Cowboys were good was Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even alive. Like, that was funny. That was cool. He tried to make a joke about, Sam Darnold and how he needed to get away from that dog. He's finally good now because he got away from the Jets. Like, you saw that coming. He made a joke about Josh Allen and not being able to beat Patrick Mahomes. Like, you saw that coming. I think the last time where it was legit funny, and I think they got pissed off. Was it Peyton Manning that hosted it, or was it Tom Brady? And I think they got pissed off at what they said. But needless to say, the award show was fun. I enjoyed it for the most part. The awards were cool. I'm not saying Joe Burrow shouldn't have won Comeback Player of the Year, because I know he did hurt his hand. But I forgot the nominees. It just shocked me. It shocked me that he won it. And I don't know why, because I know he did have the hand injury last year, but it just shocked me that he won. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. So let's actually take a look at the awards. Not all of them. Since we got the results. NFL Honors Awards. Then we'll go to the Super Bowl, and then we'll probably get out of here. It ain't gonna be a long one. Comments or everything that you want to know. Questions, comments, concerns. You'll have your time to get on the show. But let me go with the NFL awards results 2025. So obviously they kicked the show off with announcing the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. And the Offensive Rookie of the Year, obviously quarterback Jayden Daniels. That was obvious. No one was surprised by it. No one was thrown off by it. It wasn't a shocker to anybody. Jayden Daniels won Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, the season that he had was just legendary. I heard him doing interviews, and he was kind of just talking about how a fan on the plane. They didn't know he was there. He was covered up. But his mom was there. They recognized his mom, and they told his mom, your son saved my life. And I feel like that's how we all feel as Commanders fans. Like Jayden Daniels legit saved our life because, well, first of all, Josh Hurst saved our life. Then Adam Peters, then Dan Quinn, then Jayden Daniels. But like in all actuality, though, Jayden Daniels definitely saved our life because I don't think these players know, and I don't blame them for not knowing because I mean, who cares about Washington football when they're at their lowest in a sense? So I don't blame them for not knowing, but the impact that this team has on this area is serious, and we saw it firsthand this season when we were back good. How everyone came out, everyone supported, everyone cheered. Everyone packed out the stadium. Like this fan base is lit when we're good. And it was so beat and bruised and abused over the years. That poor ownership, poor play on the field. And a lot of people just checked out. But in 1 year of success, it pretty much brought everyone back. Man. And I just, for me, it's surreal. It's surreal to see a player like that don the burgundy and go. Like, for years you seen other teams get blessed with that kind of talent, and it never happened to your Commanders. You know what I'm saying? It never happened to our team. Instead, it always happened to the other team's team. And now we have that in our favor. I can't be more happy. So obviously what he did throughout the year, I went through it, man. His first game of the season, the first pass he threw went behind I think it was Brian Robinson, getting nerves out. And he didn't quite have a rookie of the year moment, but if it was a rookie of the year moment, it'll probably be that. If you ask me. Because other than that, I can't think of a time in which he had a rookie of the year moment or rookie moment. Welcome to the NFL moment. But the things that just stands out to me is obviously first that Atlanta game, the guts, put us on his back and took us to the playoffs, country the playoff berth, took us to overtime, took us down the field, took a big hit, Mariota to get up, catch your breath, go win us the game. That, then obviously the Eagles game. I think that's probably my favorite game this year, is that one. Just because the pass to Jamison Crowder back in the end zone, that pass was so gorgeous. Anticipation on that throw was insane. Like, he threw that pass before Jamison Crowder even cleared Zach Bond. And it just was like, bro, to have a quarterback that can do everything is like, it's crazy. And I'm so happy for it, so thankful for it. And I hope it lasts 20 years. Like, it's one thing for a quarterback to either be able to throw with anticipation but not have the strongest arm. That's why he has to throw with anticipation. Or it's one thing that a guy that has a cannon but can't control his arm or can't throw an accurate pass to save his life. We got it all in one, bro. We got it all in one. So I would it's so many moments. We could talk all hour long about that season, man. But he was so good this year, bro. And he deserved it. Next up, you had the defensive rookie of the year. And this was a little surprising for Mikey Sanders to get a vote. But all year long, we knew Jared Verse was going to be the runaway winner. They had Chop Robinson in there as well. But Jared Verse for the Rams, he was just outstanding. The Rams drafted very well this year, bro. They drafted very well this year. and that defense is actually good. Jared Verse, you got Fisk on that D line as well. That team is good, and that's the thing about the Rams, right? Jared Verse, or excuse me, the Rams. Every year, you just assume like they're not, because you don't really know their team unless you follow them daily. Like you don't know who they have on their team unless you, again, you're just a diehard Rams fan, or you just know like these guys are ballers, but they're under the radar. So you just assume like, oh yeah, the Rams ain't gonna be much of good this year. Then they come out and they start out mediocre, maybe below 500 or right at 500, and then right at the right time of the year, they hit their stride and they win. I want to they always hit their stride. They always hit their stride, and then they go on a crazy win streak to win the end of the season and potentially win the NFC West. So Jared Verse wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. His stat line: 66 combined tackles, 30 assist tackles, 4.5 sacks. Not a crazy stat line, but with Defensive Rookie was really outstanding stat wise. Mike Sanders still got a vote, but again, I think that award, you typically have to put up consistent stats, and Jared Verse was killing it this year, especially in the playoffs too. So Jared Verse wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm trying to do it in the order that they did it. If I can remember correctly, I think it was Offensive Player of the Year, and that was Saquon Barkley. I mean, come on. Come on, bro. We knew what it was, man. Like that was so obvious. He was in the MVP conversation. If the MVP award wasn't such a quarterback award, he probably would have won it. That's just being honest. So Saquon Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year. He killed us. He killed everybody, rushing for over 100 yards, 200 yards a game. Outstanding year. And if he didn't play for anybody else, if he didn't play for the Eagles, bro, and he played for anybody else, I would be rooting for Saquon, man. But he just had to play for the damn Philadelphia Eagles, bro. After that, you got the Comeback Player of the Year, which is Joe Burrow. And again, like I said for this one, I'm not saying Joe Burrow didn't deserve it, because, I mean, he did have the hand injury. I just was surprised. I thought it was going to be like a Sam Darnold or somebody like that, just for the simple fact that he had an outstanding year. But I guess Comeback Player is just only solely for injuries, I guess. But I definitely didn't expect it to be Joe Burrow. I know Joe Burrow's tired of being the Comeback Player of the Year or being nominated for that award. He's like, dude, I just want to stay healthy. When I stay healthy, you see how good I am. After that, you had Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain. Beast, man. Beast. So Offensive Player went to Saquon Barkley. Defensive Player went to Patrick Surtain. I wonder if Trey Hendrickson was in on this. I wonder if Trey Hendrickson was in on this, because he had 17.5 this year. Myles Garrett had 17.5, and I don't remember the nominees off the top of my head. But I want to say he had to be there, bro. There's no way you get 17.5 sacks and you're not a nominee. But Patty, bro, Pat Surtain, man, he's a lockdown corner. All you can argue and say he's the best corner in the league. He's a dog. He is a dog. So it was Pat Surtain, TJ Watt, and the Eagles, Zach Bond, and Trey Hendrickson and Myles Garrett. So yeah, I mean, you can make a case for Myles Garrett or Trey Hendrickson probably, because 17.5 is insane. But PS2, bro, I mean, lockdown for Pat Surtain, and he's a beast. And I ain't gonna lie, Pat Surtain, with all due respect, my brother, with all due respect, I don't mean this in no disrespect whatsoever, King. I ain't gonna lie. But your girlfriend, bro, she is bad. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know if y'all watched the award show yesterday, bro. When they show his girl, bro, I was like, dang. she is smoking. But Pat Surtain, 45 combined tackles, 11 assists, 0 sacks, 4 interceptions, and had one pick six. So solid stat line for Pat Surtain this season. Looking at that stat line, and this is why you don't just go off stats, you have to watch the games, because I'm sure he had a major more impact than just 4 picks or, let me see how many pass deflections he had. Like, you watch the games, you see like he's a beast, but if you go off just stats alone, it's like, what the hell? How did Trey Hendrickson, Myles Garrett not win it? They had 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 14 sacks on the season. But again, the stat sheet doesn't just tell you the whole story. He had 14 what year is that? He had, what the hell? Yo. Oh, okay. No, he had 11 pass deflections. I thought that John said he had 47 pass deflections. I was about to be like, they tried the hell out of him this year. But hey, Patty, he got defensive player of the year, man. Shout out to Pat Surtain. Next up, you got most valuable player or coach of the year, Kevin O'Connell. This is the one that a lot of people, Commanders land, feel like we got robbed of. So Kevin O'Connell won it, and it's so obvious what these awards are going to be. The only one I guess I said threw me off was probably the Joe Burrow one, not because he wasn't deserving of it. I just forgot, like, he had the hand injury. But Kevin O'Connell, he had a really good year. He did. He did something insane with Sam Darnold that no one saw coming. Again, everyone just assumed Sam Darnold was going to be Sam Darnold, and he wasn't. He was way better, and he led that team to the playoffs. I believe 14 wins on a season. And look, I can't be mad at that. I can't argue with that. As much as I want to give it to my guy, I feel like DQ, you can make a strong case for why he should have won it, because, I mean, you come to Washington. It wasn't like Minnesota didn't have success in the years past, but you come to Washington, a team that was 4-13 last year, picked number 2 overall, firing everybody. And you come here and you lead this team to the NFC Championship game further than the Minnesota Vikings. I can see why Commanders fans are upset that Dan Quinn was somewhat robbed of, winning Coach of the Year. I can see that, because who had it harder? Pause. Coming into this year, Kevin O'Connell or the Washington Commanders? Like, no one expected us to do what we did this year, so I don't want to hear that. It's easy to look back on it like, oh wait, y'all got Jayden Daniels, blah blah blah. Y'all are good. Who thought Jayden Daniels was gonna be the Jayden Daniels coming into this year? A lot of people had our win total at 6. So it's not like people just knew Jayden Daniels was gonna be this good and they put us up there. No, they didn't. They didn't think that was gonna happen. So now I think about it, man. Hell yeah, give that shit to DQ. DQ should have won it. Huh. Next up, you have AP Assistant Coach of the Year, Ben Johnson. Another one where it wasn't surprising, because these awards are regular season awards, and as much as I would have loved to see Cliff like maybe win it or something like that, obviously the NFL, they're gonna harp on him for that stretch where we had a 3-game losing streak and the offense went down, and they was like, oh, second half Cliff isn't any good. What's going on with Cliff and the offense? Like, we kind of had that drought. So I'm not going to discredit that or be like, oh, why didn't Cliff win it? Because again, at the end of the day, it's a regular season award show. I'm sure if they did a postseason award show, DQ probably would have won something. Same with Cliff. I think Jayden Daniels probably would have still won Rookie of the Year, if you asked me. But shout out to Ben Johnson. We'll see what he does as the Bears head coach. But yeah. Then we had the Washington Commanders get their second award on Jayden Daniels, selecting it on the behalf of the team. And I assume it's Jayden Daniels' award as well because he played a key moment into it. Maybe he'll give it to Noah Brown. But the next gen stat moment of the year was the Jayden Daniels Hail Murray. And as we know, that play was just insane. That play was insane. I remember being in here watching that jump. And everybody was so depleted. Everybody was so down because it's like, bro, what the hell? We dominated this game. We dominated this game start to finish because we couldn't capitalize in the red zone, and put these boys away. Because let's be for real. Let's go back to that game. We should have blown them out, bro. We should have blown them out because they could not stop us. We were driving the ball every single time. We just could never cash in. So I remember the energy just being down, being depleted because we freaking lost. We basically lost. We thought we lost. And then he just chucked up the Hail Murray. And no one expects it to ever be completed, bro. I don't care who you are. Unless you're Aaron Rodgers and you just have a eye for a freaking Hail Murray and know what to do. Like, no one expects it to get completed. But sometimes when you got God on your side and you've been living right, he blesses you. And that's exactly what he did. And everyone just exploded in the stadium. They were doing interviews basically saying, yeah, we lost, blah, blah, blah. Then in the background, you got the Hail Murray, and we won. And in my house, we were screaming, going crazy, like, oh, we really caught it. Like, man, it was just insane. So that definitely is the moment of the year. And that was the play that pretty much derailed the Bears season. So yeah. Then you had the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Eric Armstead of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to Eric Armstead, man. He's always doing good work in the community. He's always being the Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate for his team. I believe he was the candidate of his team when he was there and in San Francisco as well. Bobby Wagner was our guy. So shout out to Eric Armstead. Keep doing things like that. And that's an award that I feel like deserves more recognition. Like, yeah, it's an award show, but like to be the Walter Payton Man of the Year, like that just goes to show you the kind of person you are, the kind of things that you're doing. That's why Bobby Wagner was the nominee for us, because we know the kind of person Bobby is. Bobby does extraordinary work, great work, on and off the field and in the community. So shout out to Eric Armstead. And yeah. Next up, you got the Pro Football Hall of Fame class 2025. So this was interesting. So first up, you got Jared Allen. Jared Allen is in the freaking Hall of Fame, y'all. I'm getting old. And that's funny for me to say, I know, because I'm still technically young. But, bruh, I remember watching Jared Allen play for the Vikings. Jared Allen and Chad Greenway and all those guys. Like, I remember those times, man. And to see freaking Jared Allen in the freaking Hall of Fame is like, what the heck? What is Jared Allen doing in the Hall of Fame, bro? He should still be out there playing with Chad Greenway and the Vikings defense, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, what the heck? But nah, in all seriousness though, shout out to Jared Allen, man. He was a beast. He was an absolute beast out there, and well deserving. Well deserving. It's just insane that he's 42 years old. I did not know he was that old. Next up, you got Sterling Sharp. Now, the Sterling Sharp is a little bit more older, out of my range, but I know his story. He was a beast, man. He was a beast, and then obviously injuries cut his career short. Shannon Sharp basically, gives his Hall of Fame trophy to his brother and says his brother should have been in it. And he finally gets in the Hall of Fame, And shout out to Sterling Sharp, man. I know he would have been an absolute, he was already a beast, but in a short time. But I know if he had a full career, it would have been a no-brainer. Next up, you got Eric Allen. Now, when I heard the name Eric Allen, I had to do some research because I thought Eric Allen. I was thinking of for some reason I was thinking of this other guy that used to be on NFL Total Network, NFL Network. But Eric Allen was an Eagle, cornerback, and he made it to the Hall of Fame. So shout out to bro. Next up, you got Antonio Gates. This is another one in which I'm like, why is Antonio Gates in the Hall of Fame, bro? Like, you should be out there still catching passes from Phillip Rivers. Danny Woodhead should be in the backfield right now. Like, what are we talking about? Why are you going to the Hall of Fame, Antonio Gates, bro? It's just insane. Grew up watching these guys. Those guys specifically, those two guys, Sterling, Jared Allen and Antonio Gates. But overall, okay Hall of Fame class. Now, when you look at the snubs, I'm not gonna hold you. That's the one in which I'm a little taken aback by, because the snubs, low key are crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. Let me pull it up for you, because the snubs were so the snubs, Eli Manning. I know a lot of people are tricky about Eli not getting in. Some people think he deserves, some people don't. I'm gonna leave that to subjected to other people, because Eli was good. He had 2 Super Bowls, but I know that's a tricky topic. However, Adam Vinatieri, are you kidding me? Probably the greatest kicker of all time, stands for Justin Tucker. Like, Vinatieri was freaking amazing. How did he not get in? Steve Smith Sr., another one. It's like, he was a beast. Obviously, we know what Steve Smith was. How did he not get in? Torrey Holt still not been in the Hall of Fame. Now, maybe since he was a little bit older of me, maybe it's just me looking at his name and knowing how popular his name was. Kurt Warner, Bruce Irvin, or what's his name? Torrey Holt, and was it Bruce Irvin as the other receiver? I could have it wrong, but the greatest show on turf, Marshall Faulk, those guys. Reggie Wayne, a Colt, man. I remember watching Reggie Wayne, and this was towards the end of his career with him and Eli. I mean, him and Peyton in Indianapolis, bro, going ham. Luke Kuechly. Come on. How did Luke Kuechly not get into the Hall of Fame? Now you can say, oh, his career was shortened, etc. So maybe they'll give him the Sterling Sharp treatment, in which he'll get in, but it would probably take probably take longer than what it should. Because of, I guess, I don't know. I'm just assuming that maybe because his career got shortened. Other than that, then you got Fred Taylor. We know Fred Taylor, running back for the Jaguars, and obviously host of the Pivot podcast. Terrell Suggs and Marshall Yanda. Leave your thoughts on this Hall of Fame class, or these Hall of Fame snubs. Eli Manning, Adam Vinatieri, Steve Smith Sr., Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne, Luke Kuechly, Fred Taylor, Terrell Suggs, Marshall Yanda. Those are your Hall of Fame snubs. And then your last but not least, I think it's like the last award. It ended up being the Salute to Service Award, presented by USAA, was George Kittle. And Josh Allen won MVP. So that was the awards. Commanders took home 2 awards. I'm looking for JD5 to be in the MVP conversation next year, and maybe hopefully we'll have another offensive player, running back, somebody like that in the offensive award room. Maybe our rookie comes in and has back-to-back rookie of the years. Who knows? But I'm looking for us to be in these award shows very often. Very, very often. All right. So we're getting down to the final stretch. 17 of you guys in here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You're tuned into the episode number 10 of Top of the Morning Show. It's 8:41 p.m. I'm going to take a quick timeout, allow you guys to comment. I'm going to come back at 8:44 p.m. Don't go anywhere. this is your time to comment. So when we get to the comments, this is your time to have your time answered. So anything related, comments, questions, concerns, you can have your comments read. So I'm going to go ahead and allow you guys to comment. I'm going to step back, set a timer, and I'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes with the Super Bowl predictions that I have for this upcoming game, while you guys leave your comments in the comment section. So then after we do that, we can read your comments, and then we'll let you guys go on for the rest of your Friday. So I'm going to step to the side. I'll see you guys in like 3 minutes. Comment. Go ahead. All right, we're back. So, Super Bowl 59, Kansas City, Philadelphia. Who's ready to see this Super Bowl? For me, I don't have a disdain for Kansas City as much as everyone else do. Stands for like when it's obvious cheating. Like that Buffalo game is crazy. Countless other game like that Houston game, that call. I'm not gonna say that game that call turned the game around or whatever. Or like stop Houston from winning, but They get the favor of the whistle, man. It's no doubt of that. Like, it's no secret. They get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to the refs. But as far as like seeing a player constantly be great and win, I don't have an issue with that. Like Brady, I had more of an issue with Brady than I do Patrick Mahomes, and looking back on that, even still, it just was like, even though they had the benefit of the whistle and they were great, and the refs backed the Patriots, how can you just hate greatness? Like that's where I got to the point of, it's like you can't hate on greatness, bro. Like, yeah, of course you can say what you want about the refs and about them getting help and the deflate gate, but at the end of the day, Tom Brady's still damn good. Like, he's Tom freaking Brady at the end of the day. So like, let's not act as if like, okay, one situation, defines his career. Like, oh, without the deflate gate, he would have been a complete bum. No, Tom Brady was a freaking beast, regardless. And that's how I feel about Patrick Mahomes. Like, yes, they get the benefit of the whistle. And we know that. But at the end of the day, he's still Patrick Mahomes. He's still damn good. So I say that to say I'm rooting for Kansas City. If anybody else was playing in the NFC, not Dallas, not New York, not Philly, I'll be rooting for the NFC team. Yeah, definitely. But you're tripping if you think I'm gonna sit up here and root for a division team to win a Super Bowl. You know how insufferable Philadelphia would be. They already going to be insufferable because they beat us like crazy in the playoffs. But if they win a Super Bowl, bro, their second Super Bowl in this kind of generation, we ain't gonna hear the end of it. So I know I heard somebody say, no one, you should root for the Eagles to keep the Super Bowl in conference. I don't care about that. I care about the Eagles losing because I'm not trying to hear Eagles fans all summer long boast about their Super Bowl. So I'm full-fledged Kansas City. And I'd rather see Patrick Mahomes get a three-peat than to have the Eagles win a Super Bowl. Hell, does Nick Sirianni, what the hell is he doing hoisting a Super Bowl? They ain't got Jason Kelce on that team. I don't care about that. Only person I respected over there was Jason Kelce. The only person I respect on the Eagles is Devonta Smith. But I don't respect him enough to where I want him to win a Super Bowl. No. Patty, go do your thing. Zebras, go do your thing if you have to. Get Patty that Super Bowl win. But in all seriousness, though, I think it's going to be a good-ass game. I do. I think the Eagles' defense is going to give Patrick Mahomes some challenges. I definitely think Saquon Barkley is going to break off a big run or two. But my unfortunate gut tells me the Eagles are going to win, though. I want the Chiefs to win. But, like, my gut, I just have a bad gut feeling that the Eagles are going to win, bro. I really do. And if they win, bro, I genuinely don't know what I would do. I probably would be upset, just down, because it's like, God damn, bro, we got to deal with this. Like, I'm telling y'all, bro, they're going to be so insufferable if they win a Super Bowl. So I have this game being 31-26. I'm going to say Kansas City, but I feel like the Eagles are going to get it, bro. I really do, unfortunately. That being said, let's go get to these comments and then we'll get out of here. Alante Eldridge. Shout out to Alante Eldridge, my guy. Alante Eldridge says, what's good, King? What's up, Alante? He says, did you see Antonio Gates and Sterling Sharp made the Hall of Fame? Yes, awesome. We did. We talked about that. I did see that. Happy for Antonio Gates. Happy for Sterling Sharp finally making it. You know, obviously, again, as I mentioned, his career would have went way more longer if it wasn't for injuries. But definitely a beast, should have made it. Obviously, some questionable guys like Luke Kuechly not making it. all the other guys that I mentioned not making it, like Steve Smith and all those guys. Like, it was a little questionable, but yeah. Alonte says I'm going with KC just to be petty. LOL, left hand up. Yeah, I'm not going with them to be petty. I generally just want them to win because I don't want the Eagles to win. Like, that's just my pick. And I could stomach a Patrick Mahomes third Super Bowl in a row than the Eagles. Because, like, if we put it in its honest perspective, that's something that's never been done before. Like 3 Super Bowls, bro, that in a row, like that's actually something that I would not mind seeing. Now, Eagles Super Bowl, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. VS Cave. And they robbed DQ out of head coach of the year. Luke Kuechly should have been in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I do too. I do think Luke Kuechly should have been in the Hall of Fame. And you can make a serious case and say Dan Quinn was robbed. You can say that. You can say that for sure. Donnell J. DQ didn't have a better season than Dan Quinn, and he didn't even win it. This regular season award. That is true as well. It is a regular season award. But I don't know, man. I just think about it when you put it into its perspective of, bro, like 4-13 to NFC Championship. Come on. Or even 4-13 to 12 wins on the season. Fat Joe hosted the Hip Hop Awards. Okay. Chief 42 says, I have a question, bro. How many people are Native Americans that doesn't want the old name back? Because it don't think it's very many who what you think. Yeah, so again, man, and we'll put the name thing to bed after this. I'm fine with the name it is. We had success, the most success I've ever seen being the Commanders. I love the Redskins name. I would love to have it back, but it's not coming back. And I've never experienced true success like I just did the past year with the name Redskins. So I'm all superstition. I'm all about keeping the team name where it is. But the Native Americans don't have an issue with the name. It was the other people. Not gonna say it, but pretty sure we know what it was. Know who it was that caused for the name to be changed. It wasn't true Native Americans. True Native Americans loved that name. True Native Americans represented that name, took it as some type of representation of their people, and they were proud to be the Washington Redskins, stuff like that. But hey, look, man, it's just being a dead horse at this point. You can't get it back. Big X 420 says they robbed our coach, man. DQ definitely deserved it over every other candidate. 4-13 to NC Championship game make sense. Yeah, but as Donnell J already mentioned, it's a regular season award, so regular season wise, even though we had a really good regular season, 12-5 was good, first time since 1991 and etc. They were going to give it to Sam Darnold and the Vikings because that story just was insane. But for me personally, I think 4-13 and 12-5 is even better. But yo, Stats on Spobby, what's good? He says, I want the name of the idiot who kept 5 from being unanimous. Hey, look, it always got to be that hater out there, man. It always got to be that hater out there that doesn't want to see the young brother shine. So they had to hate, and they had to, go against the grain. But we know what it was. We saw it. At the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that he got the award. Big X says, imagine if Jordan McGee and Dominique Hampton could be our version of Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Wishful thinking. I think Jordan McGee's going to be really good. Remember, when we drafted Jordan McGee, that was his comparison. His comparison was Dre Greenlaw. So I say stay down. I think he's going to be good. I think in the small flashes that he showed, he has something in the tank. So stay down with Jordan McGee. He's got to be healthy. It's a regular season award. Just have to remember the playoffs don't count. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why love me now? My boy Juan, shout out you early morning grinder. Yes, sir. Shout out to you too, my guy. Why love me now? Early morning grind, trying to get it in, man. Trying to get it in. Those players will eventually get to the Hall of Fame. I like how it was not so predictable this year. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think the shortened career of a guy like Luke Kuechly hindered him from getting in, but should he get in? Yeah. But at the end of the day, all these guys will eventually get in. Like, I think this was Antonio Gates' second time or something like that. They'll eventually get in. What's your prediction for the season coming up? I don't have one just yet. I got to see the schedule when it comes out. I know who we play, but I got to see the schedule when it comes out. But I will say, like, I expect us to be damn good, even better than this year. Alonte says, I'm going with Kansas City just to be petty. Sorry, not sorry. Hey, look, I'm not going with them just to be petty. I'm going with them because I expect them to win, and I think they should win. And I would rather see a three-peat than a freaking Eagles Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie to you. Big X420 says, I'm the biggest Chiefs fan this weekend. I'm from Philly. I don't know how I would deal with these Eagles fans. Man, I'm telling you what, you know it worse than me because you're in Philly or you're from Philly. And man, those Eagles fans are insufferable, man. They already gonna give us the blues this offseason because they beat us. But man, if they win a Super Bowl, I might just cry. Hope we gotta pray for Patty and the refs to put it to a stop to it, man. Chief 42 says, no, bro, I'm asking that because I'm native and a lot of people hate it. And most on YouTube, I hear a lot from our fans. I'm native myself, and I know it won't ever go back just asking. No, I know you're just asking, and I'm not telling you like let it go or whatever, especially you being Native American, so it's close to you. I was just saying for the simple fact, like, unfortunately, we can't get it back. I want it back just as bad as you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, still got the helmet, bro. You know, still got the helmet. Like, I want the Redskins name back, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, we can't have that, man. They took it from us, and I don't think it was Native American people that hated the name. Native American people loved the name. I believe so, and that's why they want it back. But obviously, the other people, again, I'm not gonna name them, but you know who I'm talking about. The other people, they won't give us the name back. They don't want to give us the name back, and we just got to be the Commanders. And I'm happy with being the Commanders at the end of the day because we're still going to call them the Skins. We're still going to call them the Redskins if you're in the area. Like, you're still going to be called the Skins regardless. I call them the Commanders now just because, I mean, I ain't, like, fixated on, like, still calling them the Skins. But at times I may say the Skins, you know, or the Redskins sometimes. But majority of the time, I'm fine with Commanders. And it is what it is. We're successful with the Commanders name this year. And we have plenty more success coming up as my sign is falling down. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. But thank you all for tuning in to episode number 10 of the Top of the Morning Show, as that just fell. Chief 42 says, I looked at the last Super Bowl in 91, and but I wasn't like a lot of people back then. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like I said, I wish the Skins name could come back. I'll forever be cherished and cherishing them as the Skins. I'll always keep my Redskin memorabilia. But at the end of the day, we're the Commanders now, baby. And we're successful. Coming off a successful season as the Commanders. And I'm looking forward to keeping that success up. So that being said, as always, being boy Juan Gotti, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. We really appreciate it and reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. I'll catch y'all back here on this program on Wednesday morning.
Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on.